Palpatine was probably one of the strongest Sith Lords of all time and grew to become very powerful in many aspects, such as manipulation, the dark side, and lightsaber combat, as well as deception. But there were also many powerful Jedi as well, such as Mace Windu, who almost killed Palpatine if it wasn't for Anakin, or Yoda, who was said to be one of the strongest Jedi of his time, who also was close to defeating Sidious. But while Palpatine may have feared them to a degree, he never feared any of them as much as this one Jedi. And the Jedi was none other than Qui-Gon Jinn, the master of Obi-Wan Kenobi and the founder of the Chosen One. But why? Qui-Gon was not the best in lightsaber combat or the strongest in the Force. So why then did he send chills down Palpatine's spine? It really just boils down to the way he viewed the Force and how it was so much more different than the dogmatic ways of the Jedi Order. And while Qui-Gon may have been a Jedi Master, he rarely saw eye to eye with the Jedi Council's rules and structure, and would openly object them if he felt like he needed to, and was also quick to point out their lack of open-mindedness when they declined to train young Skywalker. In fact, he was so distant with the Council that Count Dooku believed that Qui-Gon would have joined him on the CIS if he was still alive, because like Count Dooku, Qui-Gon also saw the corruption in the Republic and wanted to change it. He would feel that way even more so if he found out that it was under the control of a Sith Lord. This would lead back to the original plan of Count Dooku, because he wanted to overthrow and kill Sidious with Qui-Gon, and then reshape the galaxy in the way they see fit. Another thing that made Qui-Gon a threat to Palpatine was that he believed that Qui-Gon was powerful enough in the Force to see right through his lies and deception until he was a Sith Lord. This was because many Jedi focused on meditation and looking into the future to solve their problems, while Qui-Gon believed in living in the moment. This is because his beliefs were that one's focus on the future should not compromise the connection on the present. And this led him to find many discoveries that without him would have remained unseen. Another reason Qui-Gon would have recognized Palpatine as the Dark Lord is because unlike most Jedi, who believed in trusting in the Force and only the Force, Qui-Gon believed in trusting one's own instincts as well. So much so that after he died, he saw that the Jedi were still focused on the future and began to worry for them, and in an effort to help them, would lead Yoda to Dagobah to learn the keys to eternal life. And when Yoda asked him if he knew who the Sith Lord was, Qui-Gon would suggest it, but he wouldn't say it outright. He would say he's only there to lead Yoda to knowledge. And there's no better example of Qui-Gon using what I've just mentioned when he discovered a boy on Tatooine. He would use his instincts and live in the moment as well as look into the future to make his decision. And even though he saw that Anakin's future was uncertain and was deeply intertwined with the dark side, he trusted his instincts despite the Council's disapproval. Which brings me to the next point. Another reason Palpatine feared Qui-Gon deeply is because he knew that he would have been the perfect Jedi Master for Anakin. Because it was pretty obvious that Anakin was tempted by both the light and dark side of the Force. And Qui-Gon, unlike many Jedi, was perfectly in the middle of the light and dark. And while he may not have been a dark side user and instead a Jedi, he was not afraid of looking into the dark side in himself or others, the complete opposite of the other Jedi, who view that as completely wrong and in some cases feared it. So without Qui-Gon there to point out the obvious, Palpatine was able to stay out of the Jedi's point of view for long enough to enact his plans. This is why Palpatine told Darth Maul to kill Qui-Gon in any means necessary. Palpatine believed that if Qui-Gon told Anakin to not always follow the Council, Anakin might have told him about Padme, and would have been drawn closer to the light instead of the dark. So in short, Palpatine feared Qui-Gon's open-mindedness and his view of the Force rather than his abilities. Which is why, when he found out about his death, Palpatine felt much safer and more certain than ever that his plans will work. But anyway, that is why Palpatine feared Qui-Gon so much more than anyone else in the galaxy. He believed that if Qui-Gon were to remain alive, he would have destroyed his plans and saved the Jedi Order. What are your thoughts on this topic? Comment down below what your favorite fact about Qui-Gon is. Make sure to like and subscribe, and with that, my fellow Star Wars nerds, may the Force be with you. And may the Force be with you.